everyone. Welcome to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. I'm your co-host, Nancy. I'm here with my mom, Mary Jane, and we have Benny in the studio. Hey, Benny.
Hi, ladies. We got things all worked out. Just want to give a heads up to everyone listening out there. We had a little bit of a technical issue to start the show, but now we are officially live.
We are officially live.
Yes.
Gotta love technology when
I
it
know.
works properly. And we have to give a shout out to Jacob. Jacob, thank you for handling the other behind the scenes technology.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, I like that, Benny. Sound effects. Very cool. Okay.
What are you talking about? That was a real live studio audience. You didn't know that? Oh, wait, you wouldn't know.
I like it. Hey.
I brought them all in, all three of them.
All three of them. Overwhelming.
Right.
Overwhelming. For those of you who don't know about Mary Jane is a holistic intuitive. She has an office in Issaquah, Washington, and does the TAPS system, the Accelerated Performance System, which is a form of muscle testing the body, figuring out where your deficiencies are, recommending a whole food nutrition supplement that gets into the body, repairs it, supports it, and brings your body back into balance. Because when your body's in balance, everything functions properly. You also do not have to live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest in order to be a client of Mary Jane, as we have clients all over the United States.
Plus the UK.
Plus the UK. And
Spain.
So Spain, although our Spain client's back in the US.
That's right.
So, yeah, so it's all done by phone or Zoom because she's intuitive. She's able to tap into your energy and figure out what's going on. So, today's topic is creating a life of vibrant health. And if you have a question for Mary Jane, please go ahead and give Benny a call at 1-800-930-2819 to ask your question. I say take advantage while you can. Get the information. As we all know, knowledge is power. So
And ask any question. Any question.
Any question. It could be about a family member. It could be about a pet. No question is off the board right now. All right, vibrant health, life, creating a life of vibrant health.
So,
yeah, hello.
So what does that mean to you? It's like when I talk to people, and often they'll say, well, I'm healthy. I don't have any issues. And it's like all relevant. What do you mean you get used to the way you are? And what does that really mean? You get so that you kind of ignore your stress. You don't really pay attention to it. You're not exercising. You're not doing the thing, eating properly.
Or you're avoiding foods that may irritate your system by making you bloated or gassy or uncomfortable. We kind of just put those out of our diet, and then we, don't have that problem, but technically you still have the problem.
Exactly. The topic that I see the most these days is people getting the vaccination. So, and getting the vaccination, I always say, is a personal choice. That's when people ask me, it's totally up to you. And the calls people think they're going to get the vaccination, and they're just like, their health is, they're immune to everything. They're not going to get sick. Everything's good. The only thing the vaccination does is, what they say is that you won't die from COVID. You could still get COVID, but it would be a milder case. So that's still possible. But the biggest thing they say is you just won't die from it. But it's not just about COVID. What about everything else that's going on in your life? And because of all this year, of all the lockup, the mental instability, the loneliness, all the things that have gone on in the past year have created so many other types of conditions. Autoimmune is rising faster than you can imagine because, again, people have been isolated, not really doing the right things for their health. And so all these other conditions are not going away, they're actually getting worse. But people aren't paying attention to that anymore. They're paying attention to COVID. and it's so much more. So even if you do get the vaccination, everybody needs a physician, your backup physician, should have a body worker, Feldenkrais or chiropractor, and you should have a chief wellness officer. And that's my job. So what I do is I'm able to fine tune you to keep you healthy. So you don't really, you go to the physician to get your blood work and get
Your physical,
your checkup. However, you wind up when they see you that you're in really good shape. So if you have a chief wellness officer, then you're always going to stay on target, because it's not, people, when they come to me, I always say it's not a one-time quick fix deal for whatever's going on with you. What we have here in my office is lifetime care. It's about getting you where you want to be. You're not going to stay that way with today's environment and the stress and everything going on unless you're guided and checked often to make sure that you stay on that path of wellness. And that's what I do. It's about exercise. It's about eating properly. It's about tools and techniques that can keep you there, like good body work. Again, the Feldenkrais, seeing a chiropractor. We have the brain tap technology. There's so many other tools that are important to keep you in balance and keep the stress off your brain. Today, everything is about neurology and the stress on your brain. It's your heart is your main battery. We always talked about that. And your brain is your second battery. And if your brain is stressed out and always in that fight and flight, then that's reflected in what's going on in the rest of your body. And the rest of your body keeps going around the same thing, the same, like the gallbladder symptoms, the same emotional symptoms. You keep repeating the same thing because your body is so well trained that it just goes there. It knows it well. And here's a great thing that I learned recently. I was listening to a brain tap seminar, and now the brain tap has to do with meditation, and it has to do with changing in vibration and sound and tone, has to do with changing your brain and having different pathways so that your brain can change these patterns of what you've done in the past. And so during one of these seminars, Patrick Porter said, never, ever ask your clients to tell you their story. And I do that all the time. I do that all the time. Say, tell me your story. And he said, because they know that story so well, and you say it over and over again to each and every person you go to, each and every healthcare you go to.
Or every time you come up with the same symptoms or the same thing bothering you, I hear the same story from the clients all the time.
And it's a story that's very detailed and ingrained. They know it well. So you don't want to ask, what's your story? You want to be able to help them to change that story. So by repeating it one more time, just goes deeper into their subconscious and makes it even stronger. So the idea is to get them out of that story. It's about, what do you really want for your future? What do you see yourself? If you could have the best health and feel energy and feel the best, what would that look like? What would you be able to do that you can't do now? So it's about looking ahead at what the possibility is, because you can train your brain to do that. It is researched, it is proven how you can change your brain in a short time to do what you want. The deal is, like, we like brain tap. Well, when you do the brain tap, it's not a quick fix. You don't do it for a few times and think, oh, that's not going to work, or
I'm done.
You have to do it 2 or 3 times every day. And the research and the studies that with that, how it changes your brain, are absolutely phenomenal. How it helps dementia in 6 weeks, and they actually do a brain pattern wave heart rate variability before and after. So it's all scientifically researched and proven how it works. So that's what
happened? No, you forgot about the dementia after 6 weeks.
There's a total change, and some patients have gone back to their doctors, and the doctor saw such great improvement, but he said, I can't change your diagnosis because there's no cure for dementia. And so I can't like write down you don't have it anymore. So that's what they're seeing, such big changes in it, because what the brain tap does is it doesn't help, it rebuilds the brain cells. And at one time it was thought that your brain cells never regenerated. Well, that's not true. So with essential workers, with like police, and they did a big research project with police and with bomb dogs, and the difference it made after the study of 8 weeks was again amazing, to take the stress off their body and have a tool that they could change their life and make it better.
Oh, didn't you say they worked with a hockey team too?
No, the brain tap is used by hockey teams, football, and the NFL uses them, the high school sports use them. And what it does, taking the stress off their body, and also they're used for brain injuries. So if you have a brain injury, by using the brain tap, it helps rebuild those cells and helps heal the brain injury, like for concussions. So there's so many great research things, and you can go to YouTube and look up some of those videos, but that's just another tool. And my job is to bring you the latest technology and share that with you so that you have tools to make you better. It's like, if you don't know these things and you stay the same, you keep doing the same thing, well, you're going to keep getting the same results.
And it's true. I mean, the patterns, the being stuck on the hamster wheel, it's like, get me off the ride. I'm ready to get off the ride and move on. So the brain tap it's pretty amazing. So with the brain tap and your body worker and your chief wellness officer here, you get the whole package. Who doesn't want to feel better, especially in today's world? It's crazy.
Well,
our poor clients are stressed to the max. I mean, even though things are starting to get better, where things are starting to open up, everybody still has to wear masks. We're still not free to go out and live our lives like we used to, and people are waiting for that step. So,
well, people are angry out there. People are
very angry.
People are very angry. If they saw you, I forgot my mask one day when I went to a store, and it was like, whoa. And I mean, really did forget it. Then I remember it, and I went right out and got it. But people, they're attacking other people and very aggressive, and it's all about that energy. You don't want that energy. You want to keep your energy calm and know that all those people that are vaccinated don't have to worry about people that aren't vaccinated, because if you're immune, you're not going to get it. So look at what you want, whether if you're vaccinated, if you choose not to get vaccinated, respect that, and then look at how you could live a healthy life and boost your immune system no matter what.
Exactly. Well, because for everybody who's been wearing, for all of us who have been wearing the mask, you're not able to boost your immune system, especially for people who have to wear it, 8 to 12 hours a day. You're not boosting your immune system because you're not being
If you really think about it, wearing the mask, unless you change those masks every few hours, it's a disaster. You're really breathing in all that bad stuff.
Carbon monoxide.
So, if you have disposable masks, they're even an issue because of the toxins in the mask. But you shouldn't be keeping a mask and wearing it for days. But that's a whole nother issue. It's like, what is going to make you better? So if you're going to wear a mask, either wear the disposable ones, change it, be respectful, don't throw them in the streets or where people, cause more littering, and wear something that's safe if you're going to do that.
Yeah. I wear a gaiter, but I wash it regularly. So I'm very respectful of the rules. I'm a mask wearer where I have to be.
Well, the other thing in our office, we have the Air Scrubber Pro by Velara, and it gets rid of 99.8% or 98.8% of any bacteria, any viruses. And so we could put Petri dishes in this office and they'd be totally clean. If we put them in some of your houses that don't have that, you would see all the growth in the Petri dish, all the bacteria. Then you put the Air Scrubber Pro in your house and then put another Petri dish in, it would be totally clean. So they're pretty phenomenal. Yeah.
Oh, the air scrubber. Oh, yeah. Got our air scrubber going constantly.
Yeah. So it keeps everything sanitized all the time. Yeah. We don't have to worry about that.
No. All right. So getting back to our definition or our creating a life of vibrant health. So a lot of people who have gotten vaccinated are now calling the office with issues or having issues. And the main issue is bile duct.
Yeah.
Bile duct, anger, liver, anger.
Well, the vaccine is, it's like your body thinks it's a poison. It doesn't know what it is. It's not like, oh, I'm getting this vaccine and my body's going to be really happy. It's foreign to the body. So what I see is the body shows up with a lot of toxins, and I mean over the top toxins. And then the bile duct, which is part of the liver, the bile duct lubricates the liver to produce bile. That bile goes through the gallbladder into the gut to digest the food. So when that bile duct shuts down, then you don't have the bile in the gut. So people will be bloated. They'll be very tired. They have digestive issues. They just don't feel good. They're not sure what it is. And that's what I pick up on most people is toxins and the bile duct. And they need quite a bit of nutrition to pull them out of it. And they've had to do that after the first vaccine and then again after the second vaccine. And when they did that, they were fine. I had some people that didn't call right away when they got the vaccine and didn't think about it. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, weren't feeling good, but didn't connect it to the vaccine. And they had the same issue. So we were able to help them get back on track. And that's when it's really important to, after the vaccine, to see how your body is handling that and make sure that you are your immune system is staying up and you're not allowing the toxins to take you down.
Oh yeah, everybody's like, ah, what is it? And then we've had other clients who had the vaccine and had absolutely no issues whatsoever. So, all right, time for us to take a short break. You're listening to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. We'll catch you on the other side.
All clear. All right. Got about a little over a minute left.
All right. How are you, Benny?
Good. Everything's all ship shape around here.
Yay!
You're still live on YouTube, by the way, just to let you know.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I got you. That's why do you think I'm so quiet? Maybe soon we'll come back and sit with you, Benny.
That's fine. Totally good. We're trying to still like limit as much as possible. It's not like,
Oh, yeah.
but
No, I said, well, I'm hoping by the end of the year.
yeah. Well, I don't make the rule for the business, so it's the business.
Yeah, it doesn't, it's like when it happens, same with us, it's going to be.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Totes.
I'm adopted.
You just got to go with the flow.
Word.
Word out.
Word out.
Word out.
It's word up.
I don't know. I'm just super happy because hockey's back on.
I know. And we're going to have a pro team next year.
We are, but I have my favorites. So
I know.
I hope the Kraken will be one of them, but.
Well, the T-Birds are WHL, so not NHL.
Pardon?
Oh, well, it's different leagues, but anyways, let me bring you on.
Oh, yeah, no, I got the WHL, this little Thunderbirds.
Okay. Gotcha. Hang on, here we go.
The other day, an old boy pulled up with a license plate from Ohio.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Translation Talk Radio. I'm your host, Nancy. I'm here with Mary Jane, who's also my mom, for those of you who don't know. And today we are talking about creating a life of vibrant health. Did you see how I had to do that little cheat sheet? If you have a question for Mary Jane, don't hesitate to give her a call. Get your questions answered. 1-800-930-2819. And for those of you who are listeners, have you done your drains lately? Just wanted to throw that out there. Drains are very important. We've been finding a lot of people have been forgetting about their drains. So
again, I'll refresh you. What you got to do is put baking soda, fourth a cup of baking soda, a couple of cups of vinegar, and some Dawn liquid down each and every drain, except the toilet. And why you do that is because there's mold and mildew down there and crud, and whether you use the bathroom or not, if you don't use the bathroom, it's worse. So you got to run hot water, but otherwise the gases come up, which you do not smell, and you breathe those in. And what it gives you is a toxic stomach. It actually causes bacteria in your stomach. That bacteria in your stomach goes through your kidney and bladder. And then it can go up to your lungs and cause breathing problems. Now I see when I tune into these people with COVID, that is a common issue that they have because they have lung issues. And so people go along and they think they're healthy because somebody will say, oh, somebody died and they were really healthy. Well, how healthy were they? They don't really know, because this is something I see people walking around with all the time. Or if you microwave food, you get a toxic stomach, and or eating other bad food. But those are the three main ways you get a toxic stomach. So
you said bad food. Let's just reiterate.
Well,
Leftovers are a big deal. They can't be more than 3 days old. Otherwise they're gone. So it's like at the ranch, sometimes there's things there, and I'll hear Mary Jane tell Dad, it's dead, John. It's dead. Don't eat it. It's dead. And my dad doesn't throw anything away. He doesn't like to waste anything, but
we do.
We
throw it away.
we
Yes.
try and sneak it in the garbage.
But
Dad.
famous
Sorry.
words.
I know you're listening, Dad, but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But actually, there's times when he'll agree. I'll say, remember how sick you got last time? Was that very much fun? So throw it away.
So that, again, the big thing with the toxic stomach is the kidney and bladder issues that it causes. If you have urgency, you feel like you've had bladder issues and you're getting up all night. Sometimes you've had something to eat, like in a restaurant, you don't know how they prepared it. That's what I mean, bad food. Sometimes the food can be, you think is good food, but there's something in it or not right about it. And you could eat it and then immediately have urgency where you have to run and go to the bathroom right away. That's from the toxic stomach. but lots of bladder issues, lots of kidney issues, and then breathing, especially the bronchioles. And again, go back to COVID. That's a big thing when people have that. If you already have it, then you get COVID, then you're really in trouble. So, and it also sinus problems. So it's all Chinese medicine, kidney, bladder, lungs, sinuses, all goes together. So that's why you want to make sure you do your drains. It's an easy fix because sometimes people will call and the reason they got into their issue is just because they haven't done their drains.
And you can say for those people who haven't, have really bad drains or never done their drains.
Yeah, you have to do them every week.
Yeah, or bring out the big guns. Just bring out the big guns and do a liquid plumber. We had somebody go on vacation and they weren't feeling good. And this actually happened to me once too. Called home. I said, hey, I was feeling great. I'm back in this hotel room. I'm feeling crummy. What's wrong? What happened? Did I eat something? It's the drains in the hotel. So at that point, I just went out and bought a gallon of bleach and did my drains, left, came back and run hot water. I was good to go for the whole entire trip.
Well, that's a good temporary fix if you're in a hotel. You could get even a quart of bleach, but that'll work, help clean them up for a few days.
I just cleaned it up long enough for me to be there, feel better, and then get the heck out of Dodge. But that's another thing that you don't think about. Hotels aren't the only time they're doing their drains is when they're backed up. So
well, and if you live in an apartment or a condo, those drains are always worse because you're getting backup from all the other drains. And often if people live on water, then their drains can be worse. You just have to do them more often. And if you've never done your drains, I always say do them once a week for about 3 weeks. Then you do them once a month. And you'll notice the difference. If you have pets and the drains aren't done, they'll be itchy and scratching. Kids will get colds, congestion, and it could be just the drains.
yes, there's a lot of simple fixes. Doesn't have to be super, super tragic. All right.
Well, actually,
so
I'm going to
we've done
interrupt here, ladies. Just one second. We actually have a caller. Dr. Pat's going to join us today. And right now, so Dr. Pat, hello.
Hey, thank you.
Hey.
Great to listen to the show, but I really need to come on to talk personally about what you guys are saying. So let me start at the beginning. Mary Jane Mack, for those of you that don't know the depth and the breadth of her work, it is very difficult for me to put into words how mastery shows up in the work she does. You hear her show and she's giving you solutions. But here's what I want to say about her, and I want to start like this because she doesn't do this for herself. She is a premier medical intuitive. She understands the body from both the holistic and the allopathic side. Her history, if you look at her pathway and her journey in life and what she has done in emergency rooms and now where she is today. So what I want to say about her, first and foremost, is if you've listened to the show at all, you have heard the multitude of people she has helped. So I want to start there. But how personal does this get? Many of you have heard me talk about the fact that literally she added a decade onto Linda's mom's life. And she did that in the way that she's doing it and talking with all of you today. I want to talk about this personally because there is a conundrum among my friends. They don't understand why Linda and I, in the middle of a move, me in the middle of 2 knee replacements, then going and getting COVID shot number 1, COVID shot number 2, and on the same day, moved in to a house twice the size of where it was, and we never missed a beat. They didn't quite understand it. They watched us. They watched Linda carrying tons of boxes in. And they asked us, how is this possible? And I said, Mary Jane Mack. And I said, how many times do I have to tell you people? Mary Jane Mack. And I want to say 3 things about this. it isn't just Mary Jane Mack. It is what she does, the mastery of how she can tap in and score a part of your body. And I want to tell you this, folks. This is me. I went through 2 total knee replacements. I went through a major move. I'm running a network. I'm doing my own show. And to be honest with you, I haven't missed a beat. And people ask me how. And I say, Mary Jane Mack. And so what does that even mean? Here's what it means to all of you. I'm just going to say it real quick. I don't want to take up a lot of time. I work with her on a regular basis. She has more tools, whether it's light therapy, whether it's working on the frequencies of your body. She has tools to help you with that. But more importantly, it is how she looks at parts of the body and the mastery and pinpointing something. And then, in her words, giving you a nutrition. And everything she talked about today, I just got to tell you guys, I just moved. And I moved from a place that is exactly like she described. We couldn't get control of the drains. We couldn't get control of the environment. Now I'm in a different place. And she checks in every week with me on how am I doing? Because she knows my system, my body. If there's something crawling around out there, I'm more likely to get it. But this is the mastery of Mary Jane Mack. And I want to say to all of you, as she talks about this with Nancy so beautifully, so nonchalantly, underneath all of this advice is a lifetime of commitment to all of you, to me, to people that are listening today, because she never gives up on us. And I've watched her. I've watched her with both me. I've watched her with Linda. I've watched her with Linda's mom. I've watched her with other friends and family members that I know. She never gives up. And I have to tell you, there are things in your environment that you're probably thinking, I'm good to go. But you know, that 20-year-old couch that you have in your house that has traveled with you for 4 or 5 different locations, that thing probably has to go. But it's more than that. Mary Jane Mack is a healer. She's a medical intuitive. She is a dedicated person that takes the time and energy to make sure you're right. And here's the other thing I love about this. Once you solve your gallbladder problem, you get to move on to something else. You're not going to be stuck with different parts of your body. So here's what I want to say. The way she's talking about this with Nancy, you know, yes, she goes through this with a lot of people, but Linda and me, I'm telling you, bioducts are clear, gallbladders are cleaned up. We are absolutely have not missed a beat, multiple COVID shots, and moved on the same day as the second shot. And people look at us and say, what are you drinking? Are you taking marijuana? And the answer is Mary Jane Mack. And that's what I
Dr.
wanted to call in and say.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
I have to say, it has been fun working with Linda and Dr. Pat. Always tons of fun, tons of laughs with these 2 girls. Very compliant, though.
Well, I wouldn't say we're very compliant. Okay.
You are very compliant.
Well, we keep you on track.
Yeah,
You do.
It's a laugh a minute with Dr.
But
Pat.
you definitely both were a perfect example of needing so much nutrition just to support you while you lived in that other house because of the environment and the drains. And eventually we found out there probably was water in mold in the walls. And so it took a lot of nutrition just to keep them above that. And as soon as they moved, it was like magic. I mean, the amount of nutrition they needed, it dropped dramatically. So now we're more fine tuning and just making them even stronger.
And I want to say one last thing.
Let me just say one last thing. That house is killing you 2. That's what I kept saying. That house is killing you 2. So.
But this This seems like the weirdest science fiction stuff. So here's the last thing I want to share. We get ready to look at a new place to live, and I got to check in with Mary Jane. And I say, Mary Jane, how are you scoring it? What's the score? And so we're looking here and there. We finally get to this miracle house. Thank you, Susan and Joe. A beautiful home popped up, walked into it. But Mary Jane says, wait a minute. The plumbing scores a 2. Or 2 or 3? 3. Okay. Plumbing was scoring a 3. Now, we hadn't walked into the house yet. So we walk into the house, and we meet Joe, and Joe is ripping out the bathroom because there really was a plumbing issue. And it wasn't a small one. It was a major one. He literally was replacing the entire bathroom because there was a leak. So for those of you that are skeptic, this is the kind of thing that somebody like me is skeptical about. But once you get the miracle of this, and once you get to work with her on a regular basis, and your health starts to be vibrant, and my doctors say to me, listen to this story, my doctors and my PT says to me, in all the years that I've been, Sean says yesterday, in all the years I have been doing knees, I have never seen anyone recover from 2 total knee replacements and be able to turn the cylinder on a bike after 3 weeks. And he said, what are you doing? My answer, Mary Jane Mack. I don't want to take up any more of your time.
Oh,
I just needed to come in and talk about this because I wanted people to know that everything you guys are talking about, including the drains, including the couch. And by the way, we're going to the furniture store tomorrow to replace the couch. I don't want to take up your time, but I needed to give people an example.
The couch. You moved into a new house, and the other day she mentioned she's had everything clean, and said that I have this couch, and I'm not sure about it, and I'm going to get it clean. Well, I scored it, and it was a 2, and I just said, don't bother, needs to go. And that's what happened with the couch.
Yeah.
So, but it's like you get to a point where if you don't get everything right, that one thing is going to change. It still is putting off gases that is going to affect your health. So you did all the right things and trusted and believed.
Yep. I am excited to go get my blood work. I've been off of medication from my doctors that I had been on for 2005. I don't even know how long. How long is that? 2005. Benny, what's the math on that?
That's
2005 to 2021. I don't know. I haven't taken that medication
16 years. 16 years.
I haven't taken that medication in a year. I've gone through 2 total knee replacements. I've gone through COVID shots. I've gone through running a business. And so here we are. Now, how do I tell my medical doctors, I'm doing pretty good? Do you really think you want to put me back on that stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, and not worth where you're at today. I know for a while it was a little iffy. They thought about it, but you hung in there and didn't do that. And you pulled out of it really well. Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough. And I want to say something about Nancy for a minute and Linda. Here's what happens in an organization. You have people like Mary Jane Mack and you have people like me. And without the Nancys and without the Lindas and without the Jessicas, not a damn thing gets done. And this is the wheel turning, the people behind the scenes that get you what you need on time, that make sure your appointments are right, that wonder, what the heck are you doing? I haven't heard from you. And so this is the tag team of absolutely stunning wellness at its best. Thank you, guys.
Oh, thank you,
Dr. Pat.
Thank you.
All right.
Love you. Happy
Bye,
shopping.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Oh, well, have fun, Linda. I know you've been doing a lot of shopping lately, so can't wait to check in with you later about that.
Well, that was great. That was great. That's exactly what I do, and I do that for each and every one of you. It's like when you call here and I'm your CWO, well, we're going to make it happen for you. I'm going to guide you every step of the way. It's not just about the nutrition. It's about what are you doing in your life and what are you thinking? I score jobs for people. I score houses. I score cars. I score everything. I score everything in my life. I don't do anything unless it scores good. But for people, and when I score things for people like jobs or different things they should do, I'm scoring your energy and how you feel about it. And basically all I'm doing most of the time is confirming what you already know. And sometimes it might be a little surprise, like the couch thing, or
Oh, come on. Don't candy coat it. Now, a lot of times it's 2 or less, and I'm the one who gets to deliver that bad news. So it's like, it's not good. It's not good. It's a 5. It's not good. And the clients will say, what does that mean, Nancy? And I'm saying, yeah, keep looking. Keep looking. It's got to be a 7 or better, 7 or better. I call her sometimes Debbie Downer. She's just brutal. She does score everything. I don't ask. And sometimes she just butts in and I'll look at her and say, did I ask you? Did I ask you to score that?
Sometimes when we're out to dinner and I score the food, she'll say that then. Did I ask you? She said, can't we just take a chance sometime?
Yeah, can't we just, live on the edge and just order, randomly off the menu?
But when I'm scoring it for you, I'm always going to be honest. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what it is for you.
You're brutal.
And when it doesn't work, there's always something better. Always. And that's what's exciting. When I score jobs for people and then they come up with this amazing job, it's like, oh my gosh, you just keep creating it and visualizing it and drawing it to you. And don't look back when it doesn't work.
Because it doesn't work for a reason.
Yeah.
There's something better.
Yeah.
There's something better.
See, what we do here is so much fun, and how you're all our family. We want you to be the best you can be in every way, and come join our family. We would love that.
It's a party. Every day's a party.
Give our number.
Every day's a party in the office. And if you'd like to call and get an appointment, because I know there's a ton of you out there just thinking, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Our office number is 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. Or you can call 425-392-0659. And you can always email us at info@maryjanemack.com.
Yeah, and don't wait, because time goes by. Be the best you can be today.
Let's start now.
Yeah, and remember, it's not just about you. It's what about your family? Look around. Who do you think might be able to use our help? And so give our information to other people. If you think you're really good, what about your husband? What about your kids? We work with kids all the time. And kids are so easy and pop out of things so quickly. I'll tell you a quick story about a client I have on the East Coast, and has a 7-year-old, and the 7-year-old had an issue with wetting the bed. They had the diaper type things on, but for 7 years, since he was little, all 7 years, called, and I put him on. All he needed was some nutrition. He had some microbes, like parasites, little tiny bugs.
Just say it, parasites. Yeah, parasites.
Well, and then how do they say, people ask, well, how do you get that? Well, you have a poor digestive system. If your digestive system is not good, then the parasites take over and can cause, like in little kids, like they wet their beds, they can have allergies, eczema, stomach aches all the time.
And how do you get parasites? Aren't parasites sometimes found in chocolate, lettuce, iceberg lettuce, things like that?
Sometimes they're born with it too. Sometimes one of the parents have it. So
okay, so go ahead. So 7 years old.
7 years old, and they started the nutrition. Only needed four tablets. Started the nutrition, then something happened, and she didn't get the order, so she missed like was on it 3 weeks. And I told her when she started, you cannot miss a day or you have to start the 8 weeks all over. So something happened, didn't get her order, missed it. And
That was not my fault, by the way.
yeah, no, that was not your fault. This was something totally different. And so when she got the product again, I said, you have to go 8 weeks and do
12
not
weeks.
stop. 12 weeks. I said, you got to go 12 weeks now and cannot miss, and then do not stop until I say it's okay. Well, at the end of the 12 weeks, we had a phone consult, and 5 days before, I told her that it's not going to happen, probably not going to stop wetting the bed till the whole time. And 5 days before the 12 weeks was up, he stopped wetting the bed and has not had that problem since then. So that's, pretty
That's
fun.
pretty major.
And this little guy called his grandma and says, Grandma, guess what? I can sleep through the night now and I'm dry, and was so proud. So yeah, so little kids can change pretty fast. And when people say, well, how am I going to get the nutrition in them? I always say, if you can't get your kid to take nutrition, it's not a child problem, it's a parent problem. So there's always a way, you just have to figure it out.
You don't make a big deal about it. You crush it up, put it in some applesauce, slap it down, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Don't make a big, we're going to have this medicine now or nutrition.
And I always call it nutrition.
Yeah,
It's not medicine.
It's not medicine.
But there's always a way to do it. But exactly like Nancy says, you don't make a big deal about it.
Crush it up and you choke it down, you move on, you go on. But again, think of how that little boy, that little 7-year-old felt about no longer wetting the bed. I mean, that's huge, because that's going to play on his emotions, and he's going to carry that baggage with him as he got older if that problem didn't get solved.
Yeah, and he was really more reserved, more timid, and that's all because of it. Then he couldn't go to other kids' houses.
No sleepovers.
And because at times he wanted to do that, but he couldn't do that.
He's too embarrassed.
So anyway, kids are so easy with other things.
Pets are easier than kids too.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we are almost out of time. What is your message?
My message is, don't wait. Pick up the phone and call. We have something for everybody. It doesn't matter. And just don't think, well, can she help me? Of course we can help you. We can help everybody.
But again, if she can't help you, she's going to be honest enough to say,
exactly.
No, I cannot help you.
If I cannot help you, I would refer you out or let you know. Absolutely.
We don't want people who we can't help.
No.
We only want people who we can,
that are going to be successful. And we want people that are committed. That's the other thing. We're not here to do your quick fix. We're here for your commitment, for your journey as you go on and want to stay well.
Exactly. Anything else?
Well, that
kind of sums it up.
The big thing is that we're here it's not a quick fix. We don't want you calling to get one thing issue done. It's an ongoing process, and you just stay that way instead of waiting until you have a catastrophe to call.
Yeah. No. All right. You've been listening to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. I'd like to thank everybody who was listening.
Thank you, Dr. Pat.
Thank you to Dr. Pat, and thank you to Linda and Jessica and Jacob and Olivia, everybody behind the scenes, and of course our wonderful Benny. And I have to thank, obviously, Papa, my dad, for listening. I'm sure I'll have my list when I get home. Be kind, Papa, be kind. All right, and I guess we will catch you all next month, the third Thursday at 11 on Transformation Talk Radio. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great day.
All clear, ladies. Nice job.
Thank God. Thank you, Betty.
You're welcome.